26 Useful health and medicine idioms in English. Alive and kicking. Meaning: alive and kicking is an idiom that means someone is healthy, active, and full of energy, often despite challenges or difficulties. It's used to convey that someone is doing well, even if they've been through a tough situation. Even though my grandma is 70 years old, she is alive and kicking. After a strong cup of coffee, I'm alive and kicking, ready to take on the day. Despite the late night, I'm alive and kicking, ready to tackle whatever comes my way. I heard you've been working nonstop. You doing okay? Yeah, it's been crazy, but I'm alive and kicking, nothing I can't handle. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Meaning: this phrase is a proverb that suggests that eating healthy foods, like apples, can help maintain good health and prevent illness, reducing the need to visit the doctor. It's a simple way to encourage people to make healthy dietary choices as a way to promote overall well-being. I make sure to eat an apple a day to keep the doctor away. Remember, an apple a day keeps the doctor away, so try to include some fruit in your lunch every day. Don't forget to pack an apple in your bag. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. I see you brought an apple for lunch again. Yep, you know what they say, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. I guess you're really taking that to heart, huh? Better safe than sorry. As fit as a fiddle. Meaning: the phrase, as fit as a fiddle, means to be in excellent physical health, or to be very healthy. It's often used to describe someone who is feeling great and in good shape. After going to the gym every day for a month, I feel as fit as a fiddle. After a week of regular jogging, I feel as fit as a fiddle and full of energy. Even though she's in her 70s, my grandmother is as fit as a fiddle and still enjoys hiking. How's your new exercise routine going? Oh, it's great. I'm as fit as a fiddle now. That's awesome. You must be feeling fantastic. Definitely. I've never felt better. As pale as a ghost. Meaning: the phrase, as pale as a ghost, is used to describe someone who looks extremely pale, often due to shock, fear, illness, or exhaustion. It conveys that the person's complexion has become very light, similar to how ghosts are typically imagined. She was as pale as a ghost after hearing the bad news. After hearing the news, Sarah looked as pale as a ghost and had to sit down for a moment. When Tom emerged from the dentist's office, he was as pale as a ghost, clearly shaken by the procedure. You look like you've seen a ghost. Are you okay? I feel like I might pass out. My face must be as pale as a ghost. Let's get you some water. What happened? As pale as death. Meaning: the phrase, as pale as death, is used to describe someone who looks extremely pale, often due to shock, illness, or fear. It conveys a sense of severe pallor, suggesting that the person's complexion is as colorless as one might imagine a corpse to be. After being in the hospital for a week, he was as pale as death. Maria's face was as pale as death when she heard the news about the accident. After staying up all night studying Tom looked as pale as death during his morning exam. Have you seen Jessica lately? Yeah, she looked as pale as death. I'm worried about her. Me too. Maybe we should check in on her and see if she's okay. At death's door. Meaning. The phrase, at death's door, means that someone is very close to dying or is in a very critical and serious condition. It's often used to describe someone who is gravely ill or in a life-threatening situation. After being diagnosed with cancer, she felt like she was at death's door. After that car accident, he was at death's door, but thankfully, the doctors managed to save him. She was so ill with the flu that she felt like she was at death's door for a few days, but now, she's starting to recover. How's Grandma doing? It's not looking good. She's at death's door. I'm so sorry to hear that. Is there anything I can do to help? Just keep her in your thoughts. We're trying to make her as comfortable as possible. Back on one's feet. Meaning. Back on one's feet means to have recovered from a difficult or challenging situation and to be in a stable or better condition. It often refers to getting back to normal after a setback, such as recovering from illness, financial problems, or personal difficulties. After a few days of rest, I was back on my feet and ready to go back to work. After weeks of struggling with the flu, Maria is finally back on her feet and ready to return to work. The company faced a tough financial year, but, with their new strategy, they're back on their feet and making a profit again. I heard you've been dealing with a lot lately. How's everything going now? It's been a rough patch, but I'm finally back on my feet. Things are looking up. That's great to hear. It must feel good to be on the mend. On the mend. Meaning. The phrase, on the mend, means that someone is recovering or getting better after being sick, injured, or in a difficult situation. When someone says they are on the mend, they are indicating that they are not fully recovered yet, but are improving and on their way to feeling better. After a week of rest, I was on the mend and feeling much better. After a week of rest, my cold is finally on the mend, and I'm starting to feel like myself again. The company's finances were rough last year, but things are on the mend now, with new investments coming in. Hey, I heard you were feeling under the weather. How are you doing now? Thanks for asking. I'm still a bit tired, but I'm definitely on the mend. That's good to hear. Just take it easy, and you'll be back to your old self in no time. Yeah, that's the plan. I appreciate the support. Bitter pill to swallow. Meaning. The phrase, a bitter pill to swallow, refers to something that is difficult or unpleasant to accept. It usually describes a situation where the truth or outcome is harsh or disappointing, but it's something that must be accepted and dealt with, even though it feels unpleasant. Losing the championship game was a bitter pill to swallow, but we learned from our mistakes. Losing the championship game, after leading most of the match, was a bitter pill to swallow for the team. Realizing that her best friend betrayed her was a bitter pill to swallow, but she knew she had to move on. I just found out I didn't get the promotion. That's a bitter pill to swallow. You've been working so hard for it. Yeah, it's tough, but I'll bounce back. Just need some time. Black and blue. Meaning. The phrase, black and blue, is commonly used to describe the appearance of bruises on the skin, which often turn dark, black, and purplish, blue, as they heal. It can also be used metaphorically to describe someone who has been hurt or battered, either physically or emotionally. After the accident, she was black and blue all over. After slipping on the icy sidewalk, Sarah noticed her knee was starting to turn black and blue. The intense sparring session left Tom's arms black and blue, but he was proud of his progress in boxing. What happened to your arm? It's all black and blue. Oh, this? I had a little run-in with a soccer ball during practice yesterday. A little run-in? That bruise looks serious. Yeah, it definitely left a mark. But hey, at least we won the game. Break out in a cold sweat. Meaning. Break out in a cold sweat means to suddenly become very anxious, nervous, or frightened, often accompanied by sweating. It's a physical reaction that indicates a high level of stress or fear. I broke out in a cold sweat when I realized I had left my phone at the restaurant. When I saw the deadline for the project, I broke out in a cold sweat, thinking about how much work was left to do. She broke out in a cold sweat when she realized she had forgotten her presentation materials at home. Did you hear about the surprise inspection tomorrow? No way. I just broke out in a cold sweat. I haven't finished that report yet. Same here. I'm panicking just thinking about it. Let's stay late and get it done. Catch one's death of cold. Meaning. The phrase, catch one's death of cold, means to become extremely ill due to exposure to cold weather. It's a dramatic way of suggesting that someone might get very sick if they don't take precautions in cold conditions. If you don't wear a coat, you'll catch your death of cold. Make sure to wear a hat and gloves. You don't want to catch your death of cold out there. I told Sarah she should bring a blanket for the outdoor movie, or she'll catch her death of cold. You should put on a coat before you go outside, it's freezing. Oh, I'll be fine. I'm just running to the store. You'll catch your death of cold out there without one. Alright, I'll grab my coat. You're always right about these things. Feel on top of the world. Meaning. The phrase, feel on top of the world, means feeling extremely happy, successful, or elated. It's often used to express a sense of great achievement or joy. After getting a promotion at work, I felt on top of the world. After finishing my morning workout, I always feel on top of the world and ready to tackle the day. Getting a surprise compliment from my boss made me feel on top of the world for the rest of the day. You look incredibly happy today. What's up? I just finished a big project at work, and it went better than I expected. I feel on top of the world right now. That's awesome. You definitely deserve to feel that way. What's next on your agenda? Get a Charlie horse. Meaning. A Charlie horse refers to a painful muscle cramp, often in the leg. It typically happens suddenly and can be quite uncomfortable. The term is commonly used in informal settings to describe this kind of muscle spasm. After running a marathon, I got a Charlie horse in my leg. After a long run, I sometimes get a Charlie horse in my calf, so I always remember to stretch before bed. During the meeting, I shifted positions and got a Charlie horse, which made it hard to focus on the presentation. Ouch, I just got a Charlie horse in my leg. Oh no, did you stretch it out? Yeah, I'm trying. It really hurts though. Hang in there. Sometimes a warm compress can help too. Good idea. I'll try that next. Go under the knife. Meaning. The phrase, go under the knife, is an idiom that means to undergo surgery. It can refer to any kind of surgical procedure, whether for medical reasons, cosmetic purposes, or other health-related needs. The phrase emphasizes the idea of being operated on with a surgical knife, which is why it's often associated with something serious or significant. After years of suffering from back pain, she decided to go under the knife. After years of suffering from chronic pain, Sarah finally decided to go under the knife for spinal surgery. Some people choose to go under the knife to improve their appearance, while others do it for health reasons. I heard you're thinking about going under the knife. Yeah, I am. It's a tough decision, but I think it's the right one for me. Just make sure you're doing it for yourself and not for anyone else. Absolutely, it's about feeling better in my own skin. Green around the gills. Meaning. The phrase, green around the gills, means someone looks sick or nauseous. It often refers to someone who appears pale or slightly discolored, as if they are about to vomit. After eating the bad sushi, I felt green around the gills. After the roller coaster ride, Jenna felt green around the gills and had to sit down for a few minutes to recover. When I saw how undercooked the chicken was, I immediately felt green around the gills and lost my appetite. You okay, Jake? You look a little green around the gills. Ugh, I knew that seafood buffet was a bad idea. Yeah, you definitely don't seem like you're feeling great. Maybe you should sit down for a bit? Good call. I think I'll skip the next round of oysters. Have foot-and-mouth disease. Meaning. The phrase, foot-and-mouth disease, is a humorous way of describing a situation where someone says something inappropriate, awkward, or embarrassing without thinking. It's used when a person makes a comment that they quickly realize was a mistake, often leading to uncomfortable or awkward situations. I always seem to have foot-and-mouth disease when I'm nervous. During the meeting, I accidentally told my colleague that their presentation was a bit boring. I really had foot-and-mouth disease today. I meant to compliment her new haircut, but I ended up saying it was different. Definitely a case of foot-and-mouth disease. I can't believe I just told the boss that his idea was interesting, but confusing. Ouch. Sounds like you have foot-and-mouth disease today. No kidding. I should really think before I speak. Have one foot in the grave. Meaning. The phrase, have one foot in the grave, means someone is very close to death, or in very poor health. It's often used to describe someone who is in a critical or terminal condition. After being diagnosed with cancer, he felt like he had one foot in the grave. After the long hike, I felt like I had one foot in the grave and had to take a break. With the recent layoffs and company troubles, it feels like the business has one foot in the grave. Hey, how's old Mr. Thompson doing? Not too well, I'm afraid. He's got one foot in the grave these days. That's tough to hear. Has the family been around? Yeah, they're all trying to make the most of the time he has left. Just what the doctor ordered. Meaning. The phrase, just what the doctor ordered, means that something is exactly what is needed, or perfect for a particular situation. It often implies that something is beneficial or solves a problem effectively. After a long day at work, a relaxing bath was just what the doctor ordered. After a long day at work, a quiet evening with a good book is just what the doctor ordered. The extra sleep I got this weekend was just what the doctor ordered to feel refreshed for the week ahead. Here you go, Jamie. This should help with that cold. Thanks, Alex. I was really feeling miserable. Well, this is just what the doctor ordered. I can already feel it starting to work. Kink in one's neck. Meaning. A kink in one's neck refers to a stiffness or soreness in the neck muscles, often caused by sleeping in an awkward position or overusing the muscles. It can make moving the neck uncomfortable or painful. After sleeping on a bad pillow, I woke up with a kink in my neck. I woke up with a kink in my neck this morning, so I'm taking it easy and using a heating pad to help loosen it up. After sitting at my desk all day, I developed a kink in my neck, so I'm stretching and taking breaks to relieve the tension. Hey, Jamie, you look like you're in pain. What's wrong? Oh, just a kink in my neck. I slept awkwardly last night. That's the worst. Want me to give you a quick massage? Would you? That would be amazing. Thanks. No problem. Let's get you feeling better. Laughter is the best medicine. Meaning. Laughter is the best medicine means that laughter can have a positive impact on your health and well-being, often making you feel better, even in difficult times. It emphasizes the idea that humor and joy can be incredibly healing and can help alleviate stress, sadness, or discomfort. After a stressful day, we watched a comedy and remembered that laughter is the best medicine. After a long day at work, I always feel better when I unwind with a good comedy show. Truly, laughter is the best medicine. Even though the project was tough, the team's jokes and laughter helped us get through it. Laughter really is the best medicine. I've had such a stressful week at work. I don't know how I'm going to get through this. You know what they say, laughter is the best medicine. Why don't we watch a comedy tonight? That sounds perfect. I could definitely use a good laugh. Great. Let's pick something that will make us both laugh until we forget all about the stress. Deal. I feel better just thinking about it. Run in the family. Meaning. The phrase, run in the family, means that a particular trait, skill, or characteristic is commonly shared among family members across generations. For example, if musical talent runs in the family, it means that several family members, past or present, are musically gifted. Diabetes runs in my family, so I have to be careful about what I eat. Her artistic flair really runs in the family. Her mother was a painter, and her grandmother was a sculptor. It seems like a knack for solving puzzles runs in the family, since both his siblings and parents are also experts at them. I heard you're really good at music. Any secret? Actually, it runs in the family. My parents were both musicians, and my grandparents too. Wow, that's impressive. I guess you had some great role models growing up. Definitely. It's like music is in my blood. Sick and tired of. Meaning. The phrase sick and tired of expresses a strong feeling of frustration or annoyance due to something that has been ongoing or recurring. It conveys that someone has reached their limit and is fed up with a situation or behavior. For example, if someone says they're sick and tired of their job, it means they are very frustrated with it and no longer want to deal with it. I am sick and tired of your constant complaining. I'm sick and tired of the noise from the construction site every morning. It's been going on for weeks. She's sick and tired of constantly having to remind her kids to do their chores. I'm sick and tired of how this project keeps getting delayed. It's never ending. Tell me about it. I'm sick and tired of the constant meetings and no real progress. We need to do something about it. This is getting out of hand. Agreed. Let's see if we can push for some changes to get things moving. Sick as a dog. Meaning. Sick as a dog is an idiomatic expression meaning very ill or unwell. It's used to describe someone who is extremely sick, usually with a severe illness or flu. After eating that bad sushi, I was sick as a dog for 2 days. After eating that questionable sushi, I felt sick as a dog and spent the whole night in the bathroom. Even though she's sick as a dog, Emma still managed to finish her report for work. Hey, how's Jamie feeling today? I heard he was really under the weather. Oh, he's sick as a dog. Can't even get out of bed. That's rough. I hope he feels better soon. Me too. I'm thinking of dropping off some soup for him later. Taste of your own medicine. Meaning. The phrase, a taste of your own medicine, means that someone is experiencing the same unpleasant treatment that they have given to others. It's often used when someone is being treated in a way that's similar to how they've treated others, usually to show them how it feels or to teach them a lesson. After years of being a bully, he finally got a taste of his own medicine when he was bullied by his boss. After weeks of teasing his little sister, Jack finally got a taste of his own medicine when she played a prank on him. The manager, who always ignored her team's ideas, got a taste of her own medicine when her suggestions were overlooked in a meeting. I can't believe they ignored me all day. It was so frustrating. Well, maybe now you know how it feels. You used to do the same to them. What are you talking about? Looks like you're getting a taste of your own medicine. Under the weather. Meaning. The phrase, under the weather, means feeling ill or unwell. It's often used to describe someone who isn't feeling their best, perhaps due to a minor illness, like a cold or fatigue. I'm feeling a bit under the weather today, so I think I'll stay home and rest. Sarah felt a bit under the weather this morning, so she decided to stay home and rest instead of going to work. I've been feeling under the weather all week, but I'm hoping to shake this cold before the weekend. Hey, you don't look so good today. Everything all right? Yeah, I'm just feeling a bit under the weather. Oh no, that sucks. Do you need anything? Thanks, but I think I'll just rest for a bit. Hopefully, I'll feel better soon. Take care of yourself. Let me know if you need anything.